Hi, and welcome back to Inspired Alchemy with Lizzie, where we're a little unhinged, a little passionate, a little soft, a little of everything that inspires us. I really don't even know what this episode is going to be about. I got so many, I have so many ideas and so many things that I want to talk about that I'm hoping that they'll just kind of run together. Normally, I get an aha moment before I make these. Today, it's we're going for unhinged. We're going for feral. It's number 13. We might get a little spooky. I'm not sure. So I was I believe that I'm going to start off talking about alignment. And a lot of people don't really realize what alignment is. When we're in alignment, sometimes we look and seem a little rebellious. And so people will step out of alignment if that is how they're being perceived. I was on group coaching tonight. Again, I'm going to plug NLU. I was on this group coaching call tonight, and it's everything that I needed. And I'm going to be transparent. I was afraid to ask questions on there. I have known Amy, Alan, and Kevin for years now. I was a part of their team. This is my third or fourth time in group coaching, and they know some of the depths of me. But this new level that I'm going into, this new path. It's not even a new path, it's just this new way of being where I've found so many parts of myself. It can still be scary to open up those parts. So I believe I was exactly where I needed to be because there was somebody else on the group call, which I am so grateful she asked the question she did, because it led all of the beautiful people to talk about the things that I personally needed to hear. And lately it's been a little bit hard. When you take this road, you lose a lot of people. That can be spooky and scary because a lot of us just want to be loved and we want to be liked. And anything that we do outside of what is the norm might take that away from us, especially if you are an unwanted or an unlovable kind of core wound. And it's really scary, especially when you don't have a lot of people left. And when you're on the personal growth journey and you come into alignment with who you are and you start to become more and more whole and you start to really find those pieces of yourself, the more people will drop off. Those people are not your people. And while it might be scary to lose love and to lose people from your life, as long as you're moving in a direction that is aligned with your soul, you will find your people. I never knew that I could have the people that I have in my life right now. I might not have 100 friends. I might not have thousands of followers. I might not have all of these things. But what I do have are a few good people that push me to stay in alignment, that push me to stay in integrity, that push me to be my best self when I'm not feeling my best self. I was talking to my friend Amy, who is also one of the coaches for NLU. And I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, I was having a pity party this weekend. Like, I don't normally do that. That's not normally who I am. But I had one because I have a lot of things going on in my life. And I was like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, I'm losing people at this new level. I have even more people that don't want to talk to me. And sometimes when you stand in your authenticity, people will always feel that. You've probably seen the reels that, oh, people say that love is the strongest energy, all of these things, right? authenticity, they say, is the strongest frequency. And so people will run from that. And then you'll be pinged of like, oh, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. When in fact, you're probably doing something right. Your people will find you. And that being said, I needed the call tonight. I've needed everything that happened because it just showed me why I am where I am. And no matter how scared I get, I have to keep going. I have to keep thinking bigger because I'm still playing small. I have to continue to move forward, even if I don't know what that looks like in that moment. I'm continuing to move forward with this episode, not even knowing what's going to come next. And I don't know if that is a bad thing to say that or not, but it's authentic to me. It's an integrity to me. And if you follow people, I need you to know they might not have it all figured out. They might not have all the answers for you. Again, and I've said this before, you see these curated Instagram feeds and Facebook pages and all of these things, but you're not seeing the behind the scenes person. And for me, as messy as Alchemy could be, because it is, I want people to see that. I can be a mess too. I can hold a pity party too. Like, why am I doing all of this? Like, I have the same thoughts as everybody else. Like, nobody likes me. Like, I can step into a room and let's say there's 10 people, there might be one person that talks to me. And that can be hard because then you're like, wow, maybe I'm just a big piece of crap. Like, I don't know. But then you have all these other people that are amazing people that you look up to, that help you move you forward. And they think you're amazing. And that's what you have to hold on to when you're going through all of these different things. And when you're aligning with your path. And I was speaking to somebody else, and it's the little synchronicities of alignment, right? So, oh, there was my first filler word. So, I've been talking to somebody, and she has been wanting to follow the path of the dark goddess, Hecate, or Hecate, or however you want to say it. And, oh, I'm getting a little hot even mentioning this, but it is an alignment. I work a lot with the dark goddesses, but not in the way that you would think. I work with the energy of them, not them as a being, but the energy of what they are, who they are. And that's a lot different than somebody who follows the path of Lilith or follows the path of Hecate or Kali or any of these other dark gods or goddesses, Persephone, all of that, right? So I'm staying in awareness. I'm noticing that I'm doing filler words because I'm very nervous to talk about this subject, but it's necessary. And it's necessary for my growth. So here we will continue. So I was talking to her quickly before I even jumped on here about alignment. So she wants to follow this path and she's very excited about it and she's always been drawn to it, but she's afraid of what people will think, even though she's coming out of her people-pleasing era, which can be very difficult in itself. But this whole part is getting to know who you are, alchemizing all of that pain, all of that fear, the anger, even the pleasure and the joy, alchemizing it into things that you can use, finding inspiration no matter where you go, no matter what is happening, no matter what emotion is coming through. So she was like, oh my God, I had to send you this picture of this album that she got. And there was proof on the album with the picture that was there that she is on the right path, that she is in alignment. And I thought that was really cool because a lot of us are so unaware. We're so worried about our mundane lives. It's like, how am I going to do this? I got to go pick up the kids. I have to get the kids to this class. I have to get them to this club. I have to get them to school. I have to make dinner. I have to do the things. I have to take the dog out for a walk. I have to get my workout in, whatever it is. we're all so worried about that we're not even thinking about if we are in alignment with the choices that we're making on a daily basis. Today, I asked myself if I should have coffee. If you follow my Instagram, you see that I cut out coffee. Yesterday, I had a little cup for positive mental health. But most of the time I've been drinking matcha because when I drink coffee, if I'm stressed out, my adrenal glands will they just they're shot. And it's very hard because I love coffee. I have stories about coffee for other episodes. But from the moment that I wake up, I make sure that I'm staying consistent. Today, I knew going into this coaching call for group coaching that I was going to get something that I needed to hear, even some stuff that I didn't want to hear. So I felt like a little twinge in me, but it was still in alignment. I still needed to do it. Just because something scares us and just because it feels like a lot doesn't mean that it's wrong and doesn't mean that it's in alignment. We have to start getting to know those feelings in our body of what certain emotions are eliciting. What physical responses are they eliciting? And yes, this does go along with alignment because if you're not aware of your body, if you're not aware of what it's doing, what your nervous system is doing, whenever you're having emotions, you might not know which way to follow or what is in your authenticity. I'm not saying that there is a right or wrong. It's just what is in your authenticity at that time. And things can change, obviously. So, alignment can be very messy. Just like alchemy, it could be very scary. And it might not make sense to you. And it's definitely probably not going to make sense to those around you. But that's not your responsibility for them to understand. You need to do what's right for you. And try to stay aware of the little synchronicities. I'm not just talking about what people call angel numbers, like, oh, I saw 111, I saw 222. I'm not saying that those are not important if that is part of what is in alignment for you. What I'm saying is, if you're thinking about going on a certain path and you get a record, you get a vinyl that has proof on it that you're supposed to be going on that path when you didn't even know that that was the artwork that was on there. Those little things will be like your little cheerleaders to keep going. It might not always happen, and sometimes you'll just have to trust your intuition, which is also very important. Inspired alchemy is based on intuition. But again, in order to do that, you need to know yourself. You need to know what your body is feeling. And you need to know what's happening in your brain and where you're coming from. If you are an alchemist, deep down, you know. I have never followed the social norms. I've always been a weirdo, and that's okay. I tried to be normal for a little while, whatever that is, because I don't even know if there's a definition of normal these days, or if there ever has been a definition of normal. But most of the most amazing people I know are just following whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing. The most out there people are in full alignment with their lives. People see them as, I don't know, whatever they're going to see them as. But those are the same people that are happy with their lives. They're happy with who they are. They don't hide who they are. They don't hide their shadow. They don't hide really anything about themselves. Obviously, there is a time and place for certain things, right? But at the same time, living in alignment, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of bravery because you're going to have to do things you don't want to do. And I've said this before. Like, I didn't want to start a podcast. For years, people tried to get me to start a podcast. And it wasn't until the day that I was talking to my friend and she sent me a message that inspired the first episode. And I was like, I sent this voice message back and like, this has to go out to the world. I'm like, oh, well, I guess that means I need to start a podcast. I can't put it off any longer. It's in alignment. And if I keep trying to take myself out of alignment, I can't continue forward. We'll know when we're out of alignment. I'll get cranky. I throw my pity party, like, why am I doing this? Nobody likes me. Whatever it is that I said to myself this weekend. But I said it with awareness. I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew exactly what I was saying, and I got what I needed from it. I didn't bypass my emotions, and I continued on. And now today, I'm more aligned and I'm better than I was the past couple of days. That's alchemizing emotions, alchemizing pain, alchemizing situations. It's just alchemy, which brings you into alignment. That was a lot of rambling for today. I appreciate you sticking around. And until next time, keep creating alchemy. You're an alchemist. If you're here, you're an alchemist. Again, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need fixing. You just need uncovering. You'll find your pieces and your people.